I caught up with the Telepathy Tapes over the weekend, and it's so phenomenal. It's the best thing I've heard probably ever. And it's nice to get validation, even though we don't need it. I don't need validation. I don't need external validation for my internal beliefs. But it's still always kind of nice when you get it and when you start seeing like how widespread it actually is. And the paradigm is shifting. We are moving beyond this materialistic thinking and embracing a new consciousness. And sometimes when you're in this world, in this realm where I like to live, you know and see the truth, but sometimes you also get this feeling that it's sort of contained into a very small space, which is not true at all. And that's why I just loved listening to this podcast, and it's just so incredible to see how this awareness is truly starting to come to light on a big scale. And I'm actually considering doing a little series, like one episode at a time, because I find it so fascinating, and I think it could be a fun way to connect. And then if anyone wants to comment, we can talk about it. But one thing that I was just thinking of was also, it was based on one of the last episodes from the talk tracks, and based on this Alzheimer's patient. And my grandmother didn't have Alzheimer's, but she was experienced dementia at the end of her life. And once we start leaving, she was starting ready to leave. And what we call dementia, I think, is actually you slowly starting to leave your body, which gives you more access to the higher consciousness. Well, we have the access the entire time, but you spend more time there, and it gives you the truth of there is no time and space, because it was so fascinating. My grandmother was 100% living multiple timelines at the same time. We could have a conversation. She would know exactly who I was. She knew I was her granddaughter visiting, her from Los Angeles. She knew everything. She asked about my current life. And in the next sentence, she would say, "Did you visit my parents while you were in Finland?" Which they died long before I was born. And she said it like completely matter-of-factly. And then in the next sentence, she would talk to me as I was one of her girlfriends and we're about to go to a party in her teens. And I find it so fascinating and so lovely, honestly. And for me, I just see it as proof is that everything is happening at the same time, in the same consciousness, and it's just our limits while we are in this 3D dimension and so attuned to our bodies, which we have to do while we are on this earth. But once we get ready to leave and preparing to leave, you have access or more access to that big consciousness, and it manifests in your speech how truly she was just living everything at the same time. And I thought it was wonderful.